when are you leaving? When are you leaving? When are you leaving? It's just like, when I get a job, like, can I get the job to leave? Google is your best friend. There are so many examples, there are so many templates that you can use. Y'all, it's not a Wednesday, it's a Friday. This vlog is going to be a job hunting vlog for out-of-state positions for relocation. I have my hair honestly like this for a long time. I mean, I got my hair done in February and I feel like it's still looking good. And this, like, it only looks like this because I haven't washed it and I put oil in my hair. So you can only imagine when I actually put a little love in it, it's gonna just revamp. But I'm actually thinking about taking it out in probably 2 weeks. Yesterday I went to Starbucks to sit down and do some work and also feed my addiction, which is now ice brown sugar, oatmeal shake and espressos. But luckily this is only 120 calories. The other stuff was 400 calories. The quick update was that I've been reaching out. Yesterday, I had so much anxiety about this whole process. And honestly, I wouldn't have anxiety if I was in a home that was conducive to my mental health. But I don't, right? So yeah, I have to work a little harder, work a little faster to get out, essentially. I had anxiety about that because it's not only the fact that I want to move out and I want to relocate to Houston, but it's also the fact that I have pressure to actually like leave. I'm graduating and it's like, when are you leaving? When are you leaving? When are you leaving? It's just like, when I get a job, like, can I get the job to leave? Oh, yesterday I decided to reach out to people. I was like, listen, I feel like my application is going to deter people away because it says New York, right? And I feel like when people see that, they're just like, oh, listen, we want somebody who could start tomorrow. But those aren't always the best candidates, right? The people who can start tomorrow are probably like really free. They have nothing going on for themselves. Like, they're in need of the position. So technically they could say or do whatever in an interview to get the position. Like, I've literally been on that end where it's just like, I lost my job, I needed another job right away. So I was just like, and I didn't even care what type of job it was. I was just like, listen, I could do a job, hire me, I need to get money. I was reaching out to people on LinkedIn, and then I also reached out to my professor because my professor was talking and he was just like, oh, like my sister, this is like, I remember him saying this like weeks ago, like a couple weeks ago. He was just like, yeah, my sister's a big time attorney in Houston. Yeah, everyone's better than me. But you know, like he was saying, the same professor who I was talking about who was doing like the self-deprecating jokes. And so I remember that, and then I used it. I was just like, hey professor, I'm looking for jobs in Houston, currently looking for policy advisor positions, or policy analyst positions, and I remember you said you had a sister in Houston. I just have to, you know, need help navigating this research, etc., etc., etc. Something on the lines of that, not verbatim, but something on the lines of that. And he said, sure, I would love to help. Actually, I would rather just, you know, introduce you to my sister. And then he linked her in the thing, and now I'm in charge of just emailing her the times I'm available, and then we could talk. So that's one person. So then on LinkedIn, I was looking at two different types of people. The first person that I was looking at, my career officer from my school, she expressed that I should reach out to people who went to NYU and who also live in Texas. So this girl I reached out to, she gave me her name, and I searched her up. She's currently, let's look for exactly what she's doing. She is currently a portfolio director for a foundation. Interesting. So I reached out to her, and verbatim, this is what I said. Just in case y'all want to use the alumni network in your school, I'm giving you this as a tool to use. So I said, hi, her name, I hope all is well. I see that you are a NYU Wagner alumni and live in Austin. I am in my last year and I'm looking to relocate to Houston. If you have time, I would love some insight on your transition and job hunting tips. So She wrote me back, said thanks for this note, and I'd be happy to connect. I'll be traveling for work for the next week, so let's try and find some time during the last week of the month. Let me know what availability you have then. Talk soon. And so now we're meeting next week on Thursday to chat. And there I'm going to just develop the questions ahead of time and kind of like gauge what I want. Now, the second person I reached out to on LinkedIn, she actually is a policy director for the state for, I'm not gonna say which commissioner she's for, but it's one of the commissioners I did not apply to. And so I reached out because they didn't have an opening, so that's why I didn't apply. So I reached out and I said, hi, my name is and I'm a current MPA candidate at NYU. I came across your name while researching policy advisor positions, ... I hope you're doing great, ... A bit about me, I'm currently working as a policy/program manager for ... And I'm also interested in education policy, gender equity policy, criminal justice reform, public health, and budgeting, ... I'd be so grateful if I could ask you a few questions about your experiences, any recommendations you have about navigating the job search. Do you have 10 to 15 minutes for a quick virtual call? Or I can send you a few questions via LinkedIn, whichever is most convenient for you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And then she wrote me back. She gave me her email and she said to send my resume and some times. I don't know what that means. Now I know what that means. You know what that means too. So this video is going to be afterwards because I hate, like, I'm not telling nobody and I'm not putting stuff out there until things are signed, sealed, and delivered, right? So I'm gonna post this video after I have that meeting, so we could talk about what to do in these meetings, right? I say this to say that you never know, even if it's like in a place that you didn't even think that would, like, the person doesn't even work in the place that I wanted to work, right? She works for the state, but she doesn't work in the, like, it wasn't even a thought that, hey, I could probably have a position here just by reaching out. It was more so, hey, this is another, honestly, this is another Black woman. There's some relatability there. She seems like she traveled from another state to get there because her education background, her master's degree was from another place. It was not in Houston. So I was like, I'm just putting two and two together and I think, hey, this might be a look for me. So these are my tips and tricks. I'm still navigating this, and honestly, we're figuring this out together. And if you're one of those people who recently subscribed to me after watching my apartment hunting video, then I feel like you should continue to watch, because I'm not one of those people. You will never see a video of me saying I moved to such and such with no money. I'm not doing that. Like, if I'm by myself, there's no reason why I'm putting myself in a predicament to stress more and be overwhelmed. Like, I'm not moving out there with no money. I've been saving, and I could do another video about my savings and how much I save to get to such and such, because what I find difficult is watching videos where people are saying that they move to places with no money and just God. God says faith without works is dead. So I'm gonna just leave that as that. But if you have this thing where you're just like, you know what, I'm ready to leave, I'm gonna hustle when I get out there, I'm gonna do Uber Eats, I'm gonna do Postmates, I'm gonna try to find clients to do hair and all this other stuff, then by all means do that. I wouldn't advise it. I am, like, I think it also goes on my side. Like, I am, like, I need security. Like, I need to be sure, like, listen, you know? So I'm not going nowhere until I secured a bag before going out there. I did not get my master's to play around with people. Like, y'all thought I got my master's to be doing something else on the side. I got my master's to not struggle. So, I don't know. I think my next meeting with my career officer, my career counselor, is going to be April 10th. And I think during that time, I am going to, like, let's, like, work on my LinkedIn profile, because if I'm reaching out to people and they look at my LinkedIn profile, my resume is way better than my LinkedIn profile. And I know, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like my resume is way better than my LinkedIn profile, but people are responding, so. And some people aren't. Like, I'm not even, I reached out to those 2 people, but I also reached out to somebody else who was in the department that I actually wanted to, that I also wanted to apply to, and she hasn't wrote back yet. So it's like a catch, what is it called? A catch 22, 21. And then you also have to be mindful, because some people have these profiles but aren't on it. Some people are like those type of professionals who like only respond to emails. And some people are like, girl, I'm not responding to your email. Like, I don't know. It's literally given, like, I'm not responding to your email. But here's one thing. No matter how much pressure I have on me for me to find a job, one thing I'm not doing is settling for anything just to leave New York. I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care who's saying what. And that's another thing. Like, that's why I'm not telling nobody else what I'm doing, because everybody's just like, just find something, and once you get there, you're good. No. Trying this new coffee. Hey y'all, so I just did basically like an entire to-do list, which includes some work things, which is like applying to 3 jobs, making edits, and reaching out to folks. It also includes budget sheets, visualizing my future, and whatnot. So those are the things I have to do. And yeah, that's basically it, y'all. Alright, y'all, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get certain things done today. I'm gonna edit my previous video. I know this is a bad angle, but like, seriously, I hate recording in person. It's giving ghetto. But I'm gonna finish editing and things like that, and applying to jobs and working. So, go on the move. And also, somebody responded back to me the other day, and I have an interview coming up, so I'll be doing an interview the week after next. So, I'm excited about that, y'all. Alright, y'all remember when I said that I was going to edit videos today? That's a lie. I'm not doing that because I forgot my cord, so I can't do that. But I did find 3 jobs. I'm going to work on their application. Fingers crossed, that's what it is. Everything turns out right with that, honestly. And then I'll be done. Once I just need a call. Once somebody just calls me back, I'll be fine. And I don't know why my lips is just looking so dry today. But yeah, there you go. You can hit the road, Jack, if you don't like my attitude. I actually really like that new song with Lotto and I think it's Mellow. It's Mellow something. Mellow something, you know? So I really like that one. But y'all, I applied to 2 jobs. I'm going to apply to the program officer job another day because I don't know if I really want it. Like, I'm not going to lie. And I feel like if I'm applying to it, I'm just applying just to apply. And like I said before, like, I do not want to do that. So yeah, we're going to work things out and just figure out what we're gonna do. I also seen a senior policy strategist, or is it strategist? I seen a senior policy role and I want to apply, but it says 7 years. Bitch, I don't got 7 years. Can we, like, you know, swap that out for education? Like, what's the point of education if I gotta work 7 years in that role? The fuck, I need like a sped up version. So I don't know, I'm contemplating on applying, but I have a meeting with my career counselor next week again. And so I'm just gonna ask her, like, 7 years minimum. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'll be bold as hell to apply to that, but also, like, you can't say you want people of color and LGBTQ people and women, and you're like, you strongly prefer them to apply, and then when they apply, you're like, oh, you're not qualified. But they say that, like, statistically it shows that when
white men apply to jobs, they apply to jobs and they do not qualify for it. But you know, let a black woman apply. She's like, well, I don't meet all of these qualifications. I think I could get the job done. It's just a matter of confidence. Like, you really have to have confidence in these senior role positions, and even in like any managerial position that you're in, you need to have confidence, because one, when people see you, especially if you look young, they're already going to think that you don't know what you're doing, or how did she get here, or how did she surpass such and such and such and such. And that should never like hinder you from applying to a job. And so I'm going to apply like regardless, and we'll just like see what happens, honestly. Along with that, it's so funny because I feel like I truly believe people want you to do well, but they really don't want you to do better than them. Like, I truly hands down believe that, because there's been times when I've told people, oh yeah, I'm looking for jobs, and they'll be looking for jobs too, and like I'll send them all of the best positions that I feel like would be best for them, even if it's something that I could see myself in and I feel like, oh well, I think it'll be best for them in a way. Like, I'll send that over to them. The shit people send me, I just be like, if somebody sends you a job, right, and let's say like y'all both looking for jobs at the same time, if somebody sends you a job, go on the actual website, because there's probably a job and this sounds so crazy, but y'all, please believe me when I say this, like, there's probably a job that they apply to at that same location that they don't want you to know about. I'm just saying, like, I hate to be cynical, but people really get down like that, y'all. And here's what I got for lunch. I got some mac and cheese balls. These are like everything. I'm gonna show y'all. It's so good. I'm dipping in this sauce. It's funny because I know people talk so much about Houston traffic, but New York traffic is a piece of cake compared to Houston. We're literally not moving, and what would be a 30-minute ride to work typically is an hour and 20 minutes going across boroughs because of traffic early in the morning. So yeah, y'all, I'm not scared of no traffic at all. I am at work. I'm about like an hour early, to be honest, but it's okay. There's a few things I wanted to do and I wanted to touch base on. I got 2 interviews next week, child. Yes, I'm going to actually write this person back now and let them know that, you know, hey, thank you for reaching out. This is the one that I really want. However, it's so weird because when I feel like when I let go of the attachment to that job, I feel like that's when the email came. Because I was literally anxious about this whole process for a minute, and then at one point I was just like, if they hit me up, I'll give it 2 weeks, I'll give it to the end of the closing cycle of the job. Like, but honestly, reaching out is not something that I'm going to continue to do, just because I felt like I was at a point where I wanted to like write everybody in the department, and then I was like, listen, Ayel, you're taking it too far. So typically when I respond to people writing me, I usually just use a template to respond, saying hi, thank you so much for like reaching out. I would congratulate you on any chance you're free between 3 and 4 tomorrow. We could do a quick Zoom. Yes. Yes, I am. Okay, my counselor said she could work with me. Okay, I was scared because I wrote her too. I was like, because me and her had a meeting on Monday, but the interview was set for Monday. And I was like, listen, do you have time? Like, what's up? Because what? And I'm gonna have to follow up with this person. I'm gonna say, thank you for your consideration and the invitation. But I'm just gonna write everything off, and if I don't come back for later today, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I did kind of teach you a little bit, talk to you about the steps of how I am planning on relocating, and now I have 2 job interviews next week that I'm super excited for, and I'm preparing for, and I'll give you all those details in another video about how to prepare for the interviews. And I know some of you don't have like the privilege, or you don't have accessibility to like career officers or counselors of that nature from school. So I'll be more than happy to break down the tips and tricks that she's going to tell me in our next meeting that I'm going to schedule today. And everything is just going to be chef's kiss. So bye y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I know I said I was gone, but I'm back for 1 second. In this world of finding jobs and getting information, here's what I have to say. Google is your best friend. There are so many examples, there are so many templates that you can use to best prepare for this. Like literally, I just Googled how to respond to job interview requests. Even though I've responded to plenty of job interview requests, I always look it up to see if I'm doing the perfect email. And so, okay, now y'all, I am Audi 5000.